Hi everyone, my name is Mike. I'm part of the Cloud Bakers team and a Google evangelist. Today, I'd like to show you some examples of why Google Apps is ideal for organizations in the construction industry. Most construction companies are seeing the biggest benefit in the fact that they can connect with other colleagues in real time using any platform, no matter whether they're at the office, in the field, at home, or anywhere else. Today, we're going to dive into Google Apps, where you can see some of the specific use cases that our construction clients love. Your Gmail inbox is at the heart of your workflow. From this page, you can get to everything you need in less than 3 clicks. Calendar, Drive, Hangouts, and more, depending on what your workflow looks like and what other tools you may be using. Let's take a look at each of these more in depth. When people think of Google, they think of search. Gmail uses the same functionality to help you navigate through messages, documents, and even chats. If you're looking for information on a specific job or project, you can search by name, location, or whatever else you may remember from your communication on that project. Your results will give you any emails, docs, or chats that are related. As you add more search terms, the results get narrowed down even further. There's no longer a need to navigate through folders while attempting to remember exactly what you were looking for. Speaking of folders, there are other unique characteristics of Gmail that make it the most innovative tool out there. I'd like to show you labels, which you can see here on the left-hand side of my screen. Although they are similar to folders, they can do much, much more. Let's say, for example, that you have an email that pertains to a particular job site, as well as something you are training your newest engineer on. With a regular folder structure, you'd have to pick one or the other for this message to go into. With Google Labels, you're able to use both. As you can see here, I'm tagging this single email message with both labels. You can think of it like using sticky notes. There are a variety of ways to set up your inbox and even view your messages. A popular one is the split pane. For those who are moving off of another email platform, such as Microsoft Outlook, this is a helpful way to ease the transition into Google Apps. You might have your view set up like this until you feel comfortable to test the waters and try it a different way. The main key here is that you have the option to do what works best for you.
Within the Gmail interface, you can quickly chat about a change in the project layout with another supervisor or engineer who may be on site. If you need to talk about something more in depth, you can jump on a call without ever picking up your phone. One situation might be a hangout between an on-site supervisor, an on-site engineer, and a project manager back in the office. Because of this video call, the project manager can witness the discrepancy in the blueprints that the engineer is experiencing without ever leaving his desk. Another feature in Hangouts is the ability to add someone to your conversation by phone number, which takes care of any phone conferencing calls that you may have. You can even enable remote desktop and screen sharing among other helpful tools that are ideal for your remote staff.
The last thing I'd like to touch on here is having the ability to schedule something on your calendar from an email. Simply click on More from the action buttons above and then select Create Event. Edit the event as you please and simply click Save when all the information is correct. There are several other ways to schedule events in the Google Calendar app. The self-explanatory way would be to click Create here and fill out the information. You can also drag over the desired time of the meeting to get to the same details screen. From here, you can fill in the name, location, and any notes you have for the given event. On the right-hand side of the page, you have the option to invite and email other guests and choose a room, resource machine, or vehicle you'd like to reserve. The more colleagues and other guests that you invite, the more complicated it is to find a time that works for everyone. Because of this difficulty, Google provides suggested times, where you can choose from a list of other times and dates that work for every participant. Google Drive is an app where we see a lot of construction organizations spending most of their time. As you can see on my screen, Drive can contain folders and a variety of files, including Google native documents, Microsoft Office files, and even PDFs and images. Google has come a long way, even in the last year, to make Drive as friendly as possible to every file type, so no matter what you're working with, you can stay productive. Most construction organizations are using Drive to create and store documents, spreadsheets, and forms that are shared internally with their teams, such as site evaluation forms, safety procedure documents for different projects, and even blueprints. By clicking the Share button, we can see who has access to this document, as well as the level of access they have. To share with people inside or outside the organization, we simply add the email address here, and they will receive a message with the link back to this document. The best part about collaborating in Google Apps is that there's no such thing as versions. Instead, all revisions are tracked, and everyone sees the changes in real time. You can also see the revision history by clicking on the link above the toolbar. Let's say the engineers have entered in the content needed, but we don't want them to make any further changes while the project managers organize the information for the clients. We can go back to the Share button and change the engineer's access to comment only. That way, if an edit needs to be made, they can still state that change, and the project manager can add that in his or her own way. This document can then be converted into a PDF, shared with a customer, or embedded in a Google site. Let's take a look at another Drive file, Forms. This form was created for evaluating project site locations, what the exact measurements are, and what tools are needed to complete the job. As the owner of this form, I have the ability to share it with all my engineers, require login information so that I know who filled it out, and still add collaborators if there are more people added to the project. This is an easy way to have a spreadsheet automatically compiled as each form is filled out. There's no going back and filling in the data manually somewhere else. Google Sites is the last tool I would like to cover. A Google site can be created and take the place of your intranet. We can locate company-wide information here such as employee benefits, HR documents, and reports that can be imported from other software that we use. What makes this the better option for your intranet? Google's products are able to integrate seamlessly with sites, making it easy to embed a calendar or document from Drive. With access permission based on your Google account, once you're logged in, you'll no longer be hindered by additional usernames and passwords. I hope this short overview has given you some ideas about how you can use Google Apps for your own construction organization. To learn more about the products and ways to personalize the platform for your company, please follow the links below to get in touch with one of CloudBaker's experts. Thanks for watching.